and welcome to New York City. We are located in the trendy meatpacking district, home to many amazing shops, hotels, and restaurants. I can't wait to share the Kao Salon Academy with you and all it has to offer. We welcome you to our beautiful and historic academy, inspired by those great apartments we all see in the movies. Immediately, we want you to feel at home when you are here, always. This is a creative, inspirational space for learning from the best. With the gorgeous views of the Hudson River to the majestic Freedom Tower, inspiration is all around you. We welcome everyone, whether you are with our brand or another. It's about you and your creativity. Please join us for an incredible experience in New York City. And now we will share with you the world-class education, inspiration, and creativity you can expect to receive from our U.S. Kao Salon Academy. We look forward to welcoming you soon.
Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Shannon King, National Artist for KMS and Global Ambassador for Bears Tools. Today, I'm here with my beautiful model, Ariana, and we're gonna be doing something which I love to see in Brooklyn, New York, which is my base, and that's all about curl. So we're gonna be sharing with you a compressed cutting method, which is all about exploding curl and creating more bang for the buck.
Hi, I'm Sana Brado from Seattle, Washington. I'm a National Artistic Lead for KMS, and today with my beautiful model, Gina, we're going to be talking about some different things that are going on in Seattle, which is a lot of texture and a lot of layers inside the hair, so that it's very, very easy to style, and you can even just let it air dry.
Hi, I'm Zachary Jared, National Artist for the Goldwell US team, and I'm based in Brooklyn, New York. Today on my stunning model, Jen, we're gonna be doing a stitch painting technique with Silk Lift Strong to create a multifaceted, dimensional look.
Hello everyone, my name is Kylie Bussing. I am a National Artist for Goldwell based out of Boston. Today on my beautiful model, Andrea, I'll be creating a zigzag color melting look using Illumin to create a punchy pastel blonde.
On Gina's hair, I want to create that shattered out type of feeling, but I still want to keep a nice baseline. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut her baseline, but I disconnected the underneath. So I went ahead and cut that, and I tucked that out of the way. So my layering pattern is actually going to sit on top of that line. Now her hair has different density from side to side, so I'm going to be addressing it differently. I'll be carving into this side when it's dry, and I'm going to utilize a layering pattern in the front with diagonal sections, and those are going to be elevated up 90 degrees from that front hairline and then cut to an increase in length.
So look, here with Ariana, we're gonna be sectioning her hair out and doing a compressed cutting system or method. So what we're doing is actually creating large triangles around her head form. So she spins around. You can see that there's one triangle here in the top. There's another one on the side, another one on the side. She spins around, shows you the back. You can see there's another triangle in the center and then across next to that. So what we're gonna be doing is taking each of these triangles together, compressing them all together, and then we're gonna be cutting them with a clipper. Now her texture, and this is really big in Brooklyn right now, what we're doing is really embellishing a lot of the curl that people have, what they naturally have growing out of their head. And this is where we want to really make this explode. So the idea is to compress all this together. And as we do that, we're going to be working with a different tool. She's going to turn slightly towards me, right? And as we do this, we're going to be working with our clipper and then creating her layers that are not static, but they're actually going to move. So we want the layers to move through as we cut. We take our next section and do the exact same thing. And the cool thing about this is that the layers aren't static. We want them to move as we go. So I'm gonna do another section here. And the clipper allows me to create a much softer line in her natural curl, which is going to make her curl really pop and explode even more. All right, I'm going to continue working through on the other side as well.
I'm taking diagonal forward sections and elevating the hair up 90 degrees from that front hairline. So elevating that up. And then I slid just past my guide and continuing to cut 90 degrees off of the front hairline and to an increase in length. And I'm going to continue this all the way through to the back on the right-hand side of her part. As I said, the left-hand side, I'm going to do that when it's dry.
So look, with this technique, a lot of times I get asked, should you cut curly hair with wet or dry? And it really depends on the hair, you know? So working with a hair texture that's closer to Ariana's, which is almost like a 3B or even a 3C, you can work with it dry. That's really gonna show off the layers right away and immediately, and you'll see all the texture. Also, if you wanna approach this look with shears, you simply could do that. All you're gonna do is simply work underneath of your fingers, and again, moving the elevation down to a 0 elevation, or moving like so as you cut the hair. And what that does is it allows us to loosen up all the curl, but also allows us to keep all of her length. So we've got a couple more sections here. Again, the larger sections, take them all and keep them together, compress them together. Again, that makes this happen a lot faster, but it also allows the curl to move naturally.
So now I'm connecting the back. So this is all coming to a stationary guide at the front. Connecting the back into that front area, and I've run out of hair. So now what I'll do is I'll drop the underneath, and you can see the layering pattern sitting on top of the hair. I'll drop the underneath hair, so we still have that strong perimeter. I'm going to go ahead and blow dry her hair, and then we'll take a look at this section when she's dry.
Awesome, so this is our last section with Ariana. All we did is cut into 6 different triangles all the way throughout the head. Cool thing about this is that it's super fast, it doesn't take off a lot of hair, and I get to keep all the length that she wants, but we really get to move that hair around a little bit more and really loosen up the interior. As you can see, we're just simply keep those shears moving as we drop down to 0, right? Do me a favor, just shake your head for me. Yep, keep shaking. Awesome, okay. So now you can see that it starts to lift up. We got more layers, we got more movement out of her hair. And now what we're gonna do is go back, finish her hair up, and give it a little bit more shine, and then you guys will see her finished look.
So Gina's finished look has so many layers and just a lot of texture going on. I created those by working with over-direction. So I over-directed everything up and forward, which gave us the opportunity to have that hair moving back away from the face. So it is a beautiful shape on her, really a modern shag.
Hey guys, so this is Ariana, and we're back with her in her final look, and we really got this big explosion of curls, which is great. The way that we accomplished that is by taking triangle sections throughout her head, and we did gravity layers. So as you can see, the layers moved through, and it was also very easy to move the curl around. We wanted to keep her length, but I definitely wanted to get more of an explosion of curl throughout, and it was cutting it dry that really helped expose all those layers and all that texture and curl.
Great, for this stitch painting technique, on my model Jen, I'm gonna first start off on a horizontal subsection and take 2 1-inch panels, leaving out negative space in the middle. With proper tension, I'll then take my Silk Lift Strong and start applying in the mid-lengths, working my way up to create a gradation. And the part where we stitch this all together is when I get to the longest lengths, I'm gonna pick up all of that negative space that I left out and stitch it to the panel for more clarity throughout the ends. So I'm gonna take that negative space, marry it all together, then combine it, increasing my saturation with my Silk Lift Strong, all the way into the ends.
All right, perfect. So I am just applying my base on Andrea here. I like to work quadrant by quadrant when I'm doing a color melt like this. That way I keep each master section super clean. When you're working with a direct dye of this consistency, you're working with a few different shades. You wanna work as clean and neat as possible. So I've got my base tapped in. I actually like to work bottom to top, and that's how I keep a nice clean section on the ends because I don't want any of my base formula to take on the ends. So for my first section, I'm gonna be taking large zigzag sections. I'm gonna go in, make a zigzag, and gently place this. So you can see right here, I'm gonna refine my application here and feather it down. And then right there, I have my first section. And that's how you're gonna differentiate which shades you're going to apply where. So I like to take my base formula and I just like to kind of comb it down and use my index and middle finger to feather downward. You wanna make sure that this is really soft and diffused. You can also take your index finger and your thumb and swoop down. I'm going to take my first Illumine Play formula. I'm gonna leave this midsection out where the melt is going to be diffused. And I'm gonna apply on the ends. And just work it in there. And I'm gonna work it up. I'm gonna drive it up so that these two then merge together to create a seamless and diffused melt. All right, Zach, what do we got going on over there?
So again, working my two panel pieces and then going to stitch that all together. And then mid-lengths and ends. Great, now that we've finished the application on both of our lovely models, we're gonna get them washed, glazed, and styled out for the final reveal.
This is the beautiful result of the zigzag color melting technique that I utilized here on Andrea. By taking those horizontal zigzag sections, it really allows for this to have a little bit of a punch to it, but also kind of have a natural soft dimension. And the best part is that we used all Illumine Play, and I used clear as the base of all of my formulas with a few drops of some pures and some pastels. So when Andrea decides that she wants to go back to blonde, this will fade on tone and she'll fade back to a beautiful, soft, sandy blonde.
So this is the final look on my model Jen. On Jen, we did stitch painting to create a nice iridescent, but also multifaceted punch to her hair. And then overlaid that with Colorant's Core 9kg 80R with some pure pigments of at orange and at yellow. This kind of keeps everything into a multifaceted, but in the same tonal family.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in and checking out these amazing models and of course this incredibly talented team here at the Kao Salon Academy in New York.